boys and girls. Welcome to week 2, day 2 of Foundations. Let's get started. So this week we are learning the letters N and M. And last week we learned the letters T, B, and F. Okay, it's time for our drill sounds. Here we go. T, top, T. B, bat, B. F, fun, F. Okay, for the next one, we're going to do it 3 times since it's a new one. M, man, M. Good. M, man, M. One more time. M, man, M. Okay. N, nut, M. N, nut, M. One more time. N, nut, M. Now, every year, everyone confuses the sound for M and for N. Well, let me tell you a little secret. When you are doing, when you're doing the sound for M, watch my lips when I do it. Are they open or are they closed? They are closed, and they're kind of closed tightly, aren't they? Now watch when I do the sound for N. Is it closed or is it open? That's right, my mouth is open. So you can kind of tell the difference between M and N because M says and N says Okay, it's a little hard to hear in the beginning, but you'll get it, don't worry. All right, now it's time for our standard sound card practice. Here we go. B, bat, B. F, fun, F. M, man, M. N, nut, M. T, top, T. Good job. All right, so we're going to go back to practicing writing the letters N and M. Here we go. So when you start the M, it is a plain line letter. It means you start on the plain line. You go down to the grass line, trace back up to the plain line, and hump down to the grass line. N, nut, M. Good. Do it again. Start on the plain line. Go down to the grass line, trace back up to the plain line, and do a hump to the grass line. N, nut, M. All right. One more time together. Plain line, you go trace down to the grass line, go trace back up to the plain line, and a hump to the grass line. N, nut, M. Good. Now let's do the letter N. So M is also a plain line letter. So put your finger on the plain line, you go down to the grass line, you trace that line you just did up, you hump to the grass line. Boys and girls, you must trace back up that line. Don't come out here and go straight up the line you made and do another hump to the grass line. M, man, M. Good. You start at the plain line, you go down to the grass line, you trace back up to the plain line, you hump to the grass line, you trace back up to the plain line, and you make a hump to the grass line. M, man, M. All right, boys and girls, it's now time to write. When you're writing, you make sure you're sitting nice and tall, And make sure your hand that's not writing is on the board and your pencil grip. You want to make sure your thumb and your index fingers pinch the marker and that this is there. That is the perfect grip. So I am going to do a sound and you are going to figure out what letter makes that sound and we're going to practice writing it. So let's see. The first sound is mm. Mm. Now look at my mouth. Is it open or closed? Mm. If you said M, you are correct. Now M is a plain line letter, so you start on the plain line. You go on the plain line, you trace down to the grass line. I'm sorry, you go down the grass line, you don't trace. You trace that line back up to the plain line. You make a hump to the plain line, to the grass line, excuse me. Trace that up and make a hump to the grass line again. M, man, Boys and girls, while we're here, I want to show you something not to do. I see a lot of people go like this, okay? They don't have this hump touching the plain line up here. This hump isn't touching this plain line here. And this isn't tracing straight back up, okay? So when you're doing it, make sure when you draw a line, you start on the plain line, you go down to the grass line. Make sure you trace it up. Make sure this hump touches the plain line. You go down to the grass line, make sure you trace over that line and hump down, back down to the grass line. M, man, Boys and girls, I would like you to take a picture. Of your, just like Mrs. Toman just did. I want you to take a picture of your letter that you made M, and I would like you to send it to me. Now, let's do the next letter. The next letter is, the sound goes, like a nut, That's right, it is the letter N. N is a a plain line letter. You start at the plain line, straight down to the grass line, trace back up the plain line, and one hump to the grass line. N, nut, Make sure your hump touches the plain line and they're nicely on the grass. You're not going past the grass. You're not doing that. Okay? You want to have nice, neat work. Let's try it again. Pencil grip. Start on the plain line. Go down to the grass line. Go back up to the plain line and then a hump to the grass line. N. Nut. Okay, boys and girls, I would like you to take a picture just like I did and send it to Mrs. Toman. Okay, so let's review. What letter makes the B sound? B. That's right, B. What kind of letter is B? Is it a skyline or a plain line? It is a skyline. So when you're doing a B, you draw a line from the skyline down to the grass line, go back up to the plain line, and give the belly to the grass line. B, bat, B. Good. Boys and girls, you don't have to send a picture of this because you already did last week. But so make sure you don't skip it because it's really important for you to keep practicing how to write the letters correctly. Okay. What letter makes the F sound? That's right, F. F is a plain line letter. You fly back on the plain line, you go down to the grass line, you lift your marker up and you cross at the plain line. F, fun, F. Good. Okay. And what letter makes the T sound? T. T, that's right. So you start at the skyline because T is a skyline letter. You start at the skyline, you go down to the grass line, you pick your marker up and you cross at the plain line. T, top, T. Awesome. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for week 1, day 2 of Foundations. And to review, we learn the letter N, nut, and we learn the letter M, man, Both letters are plain line letters, so you will start at the plain line. Okay, so far in foundations, we did B, bat, B, F, fun, F, M, man, N, nut, and T, top, T. I wanted to show you a little trick, boys and girls, because soon when we get our Chromebooks, you're going to be able to click on each letter. So if you click on the letter, you'll see this link, and it'll send you right to the video. So you don't need me to remind you how to do it. It does it too. Okay, boys and girls, that's all for today. Happy learning. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.